There's been a lot of good news happening throughout the country over the last few weeks, but we do have to remember that the bad parts of America continue, and gun violence is just one of those things that we cannot seem to shake. I want to give you a brief overview, a brief tour of just some of the acts of gun violence over the past couple of days. Horrific instances, like in Oregon, 2 people were killed in a shooting at a shopping center, apparently happened at a grocery store. So law enforcement agencies flooded the area, entering the grocery store. The gunman apparently was dead from a gunshot wound. Apparently there was an AR-15 style rifle and a shotgun near him. They say that they didn't fire at him, implying that he killed himself, but someone was able to get these guns, went to a mall, killed multiple people. It's news right now. Will it be news in a day or two? I don't know. It's affected that community for the rest of their lives, the people who are lost, their friends, their family members. And in Houston, there was an absolutely horrendous shooting at an apartment building. A guy shot 5 tenants at this building, killing 3 of them, apparently set a fire to lure people out. He was eventually shot, but the guy also was shooting at firefighters battling the fire. So I can't imagine this being worse. But you also have here in California, 3 people hospitalized after a shooting outside of a Sikh temple. Apparently 3 Sikh individuals at that temple had been shot. There was in Fort Worth, Texas, a 5-year-old boy and a 17-year-old boy were gunned down in a drive-by shooting. A toddler was injured as well. And all the way over on Coney Island Beach, there was a shooting that left 1 person dead and 4 stable. And for each of these instances that we're citing, God only knows how many that we missed. No disrespect intended. How could anyone log all of the acts of gun violence happening throughout our country every day, Francesca?
I think it's really important that we remind folks. And I think it's important we do these stories because we only pay attention when we collect them all together and they happen to be children. It's only the most egregious and heinous instances. But no, this is every damn day. It is easier to get a gun in this country than it is to vote. That is the simple and sad fact. And the only difference that this nation has with every other country in the world is that there are too many guns and it's way too easy to get our hands on them. Why can't we join the rest of the world and actually keep people alive?
Exactly. Yeah, and what would be lost? I mean, we know we can limit things. We know we can. We're in the aftermath. We're going to be talking about one ridiculous thing that has now been limited in New York State. We can do that. Countries throughout the world have done it. I would love to hear what it is that they've apparently lost, what core part of their political soul they've lost by making it so that you can't routinely commit acts like this. But we're gonna have this until we finally act. And when we finally do, we'll know that many, many people needlessly died as we waited to finally do something.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.